Did you know that a staggering 80% of employee turnover is due to bad hiring decisions? This startling statistic underlines the importance of effective interviewing. Let's take a moment to truly understand this. When we talk about interviewing, we're not just talking about a routine process. No, it's a critical skill that directly impacts the success of your team and your organization. Poor hiring decisions don't just affect morale, they can also lead to increased costs and decreased productivity. Imagine the resources spent on recruitment, training, and severance pay all going to waste because of a single oversight in the interview process. It's a costly mistake that can easily be avoided. Effective interviewing helps you delve deeper, beyond the resume, to understand the true potential of a candidate and know who they are. With the right interviewing skills, you can avoid these pitfalls and ensure you're hiring the best candidate for the job. First off, preparation is key. This goes beyond just reviewing a candidate's resume. Take the time to understand the role for which you're hiring intimately. Know the skills, experience, and qualities that the ideal candidate should possess. This deep understanding will help you formulate relevant questions and accurately assess responses. Next, let's talk about the questions. Avoid generic ones like "tell me about yourself." Instead, focus on behavioral and situational questions. What you really want to know. For instance, tell me about a time when you had to resolve a conflict at work, or describe a situation where you had to make a difficult decision. These questions help you gauge the candidate's problem-solving skills, decision-making capabilities, and their ability to handle stress. How about evaluating responses? It's not just about what the candidate says, but how they say it. Look for consistency in their responses. If a candidate explains how they value teamwork, but cannot provide concrete examples of working successfully in a team, that's a red flag. Also, remember to listen more than you talk. The interview is about the candidate talking, not about you talking. Your role is to guide them to do most of the talking. This doesn't mean you should be silent. Engage in the conversation, probe deeper with follow-up questions, and provide feedback where appropriate. You will also need to talk about the role and the company as well. A critical aspect often overlooked is creating a comfortable environment. This isn't an interrogation. You want candidates to open up and show their true selves. Make them feel at ease. A relaxed candidate is more likely to provide honest and insightful responses. Lastly, don't forget to follow up. Whether the candidate gets the job or not, providing feedback is a mark of respect and professionalism. At least invite them back as a guest if it's a local business. This is really important for candidates new to the workforce. It also leaves a positive impression of your company. Remember, interviewing is an art form. By following these tips from the experts, you can conduct interviews that are not only effective, but also enjoyable for both you and the candidate. Now that we've covered the importance of effective interviewing and some expert advice, let's review one more time. Remember, the techniques we've discussed are tools, and like any tools, they're useless if left in the toolbox. You need to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. First was preparation. Remember when we talked about the importance of knowing your candidate? This isn't just about reading their resume. It's about understanding their skills, their experiences, and their aspirations. Do your homework, dig deeper with probing questions, and you'll be able to ask the right questions that reveal the true caliber or personality of the candidate. And then there's the interview itself. Here's where you apply the art of open-ended questioning. Do not just ask yes or no questions. That won't tell you anything and will waste your time. Instead, encourage the candidate to tell you a story. This is how you'll discover their strengths, their weaknesses, their personality, and their potential fit within your organization. But let's not forget about listening. It is not a one-way conversation. Pay close attention to what the candidate is saying, and perhaps more importantly, what they're not saying. Body language, tone of voice, and even periods of silence can reveal a lot about a person. Lastly, let's talk about feedback. Whether or not you decide to hire the candidate, providing constructive feedback is crucial. It's a sign of respect for the candidate's time and effort, and it can also provide valuable insights for their professional growth. This might seem daunting, but remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not expected to be a master interviewer overnight. It takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes a willingness to learn from each and every interview. It is an excellent skill to have that is rarely taught well. Remember, every interview is a learning experience as well as someone's future. Use each one as an opportunity to fine-tune your interviewing skills and get one step closer to finding the perfect candidate. Happy interviewing!